What's up, guys? It is now the morning after my locals at Arsenal's games and comics, and I decided to take a fun leader again, and it was another box tournament for set six. I didn't win the box, but I got second place, and it's a pretty good close finish with this fun leader, and I decided to play Zen-Oh. So so when you read Zen-Oh, I'll read it out to you guys. It says permanent. You can include cards in your deck that doesn't have universe as part of their special trait. Now, when you read that, you're like, why would I play this leader? You can't play great cards like Power Burst. You can't play Sensu Bean. You can't play what's another good card? Mafuba. You can't play a bunch of different great extra cards in this deck. Neither can you play a bunch of other battle cards that are known as silver bullets in this game to help you control your opponent. So why would you play this leader just reading the first sentence? Well, he has different abilities, right? And the other ability is that, I'll read it to you guys, treat cards with the universe as part of their special traits in all areas as if they had no specified costs. So what does this mean? So that means that you don't have to pay the colors on the next to the numbers, whatever they ask for. So certain cards like what's one Majin Buu, energy boosted Majin Buu. You need one blue energy at least to play him. And out of the one, we all know what specified cost is. So reducing the specified cost, knowing that you can only play universe cards in your deck. So that means the only negate you can play is cards like Master Roshi, and then a bunch of other cards. So I'm gonna go in the deck profile. This deck is like super cheese bomb. Like I just cheesed so many people out of the victory. It was kind of ridiculous what this deck can do on turn 3 and 4. You basically empty out the hand, and I think this is the only way you can build this deck with this leader. So I'll show you guys. You've already seen the thumbnails probably, but I'll show you guys how the deck works. So peace out. So I'm almost positive there's like several deck lists of this, almost nearly with the same cards in every single list. But one thing you want to consider is that the meta now has been shifted due to the release of set 6 cards or set 6 leaders, such as Skillless Goku, Broly BR, both green and yellow, and including what's the other one? Super Shenron. So due to those decks being very prominently advertised in locals areas, to where it ascends up to the regionals area to the nationals level. Actually, it's not nationals yet, but to the regionals level. You get a sense that there's very few diversity, but only when you start to actually go to the events, then you start to see there's a lot of diversity. So this deck is widely forgotten due to the overshadowing. This deck actually first appeared in 2018, but late 2018. So this I'm re-bringing it back to you guys just to remind you guys that don't forget there are other decks in this game that you can actually use to actually steal victories, especially around turn 3 and turn 4. So if you're worried about this deck being too slow, that's not going to be an issue, because this deck can really pummel your opponent down really fast and really cool. So I'll go into the deck list. So the heart and soul of this deck is obviously teleporting Jimmy's. I didn't really have much of an emotional attachment to this character in the anime, only because this is so many characters, so there's really no way to really know. But what he does is that he reduces the specified costs of all the main squadrons by 2. Actually, not specified costs, just the unspecified costs. So I'm not sure what the terminology is, but basically he reduces the number on the Dragon Radar by 2. So knowing that in mind, he also has the ability to be able to, you pitch a card out of your hand, he sends himself to the warp, and then on your next turn he comes back. So what does this mean? So that means you can swing with him at least once, pitch a card out of your hand, and he disappears off the board, and then you play him again. So if you have 2 of these guys, so turn 3 and turn 4, and you play one on turn 3, make him disappear, come back, turn 4, charge energy, play him, right? Now you have the ability to play cards like the Maiden Squadrons literally for free from your hand. So by turn, I believe 4, you're able to amass an army of Maiden Squadrons. So Rosie and Kakunza, literally for free. So you can play them for free from your hand. However, they're not very powerful on their own. unless you have Ribrianne. So Ribrianne is a 5-cost card that you could play, but with 2 Jamies, she only costs 1. So on turn 4, you pay 3 energies to play him, and then you now have 2 Jamies. That means she only costs 1. So once you play her onto the battle area for 1 energy, then you can play the Swarm in mass of any of the maiden squadrons, and that's when they become deadly, when they are all at the same time present. And doing this means that you could attack with Ribrianne, mill 2, discard 2 of your choosing from their hand, and you can attack twice with Kakunza. So it's, even if you have like 2 Kakunzas and you swing into a 15k, and she has dual attack and crit, if you added the amount of cards that they would have to combo to save the damage, for 2 Kakunza, right? So a 20k into a 15k, they have to pitch a 10k, right? If you attack again, it's another 10k. So that would have to, because if they're 15k, they have to pitch a 10. So if you have 2 attacks, that's 20k worth of combo cards that you took out of their hand. And if you have 2, that's 40. So this is often just 1 battle card, and you're able to just bring it out for free if you have just 2 teleporting Jimmies. Another cool thing you can do with this deck is, say it's turn 3, and you only play 1. That means you basically make all the chateaus, the girl Brienne of Chateau, for free. You can play her all just from your hand, literally free. And what you can do is, when you play her, right, you would need a specified cost of green, but since you're playing Zen-Oh, you basically make it so that you don't have to pay the specified cost. So 1 Brienne will get the 2nd Brienne, most likely, from your deck, and then you play the 2nd Brienne for free, and if you're lucky enough, you can probably get the 3rd and the 4th, and you just, I call it the girl chain. So this girl chain here allows you to just you get a +4 on turn 3 by chaining them all together. So you just play 1, search for this, play this, search for that, and if you're lucky, you can get the rest. But most likely you're going to stop at 2, and then you're going to search for one of the maiden squadrons. So it's a pretty nifty play with this leader, being able to abuse him specifically. So you're going to need cards that also allow you to search for this guy in a way, but there's nothing that searches for him. So you can play cards like Zarbuto, which looks at the top 3 for a maiden, or not a maiden squadron, but for any Universe 2 card added to your hand. So he's a Universe 2, so you can add it from the top 3 cards of your deck. So it adds to the consistency, and he's a turn 1 play, which what you want to do is to keep him in your opening hand to be able to search for him and then play him on turn 3 to really amass a swarm. So you can look. I'm gonna probably have a video snippet to where you can see the onslaught of madness that goes on. And of course, you're gonna need something to block an additional. So these are the free blockers that you can play. Also, a U2 Universe 2 card as well. So it's really sick when you can just play this on turn 4. All this on turn 4. Untap 2 if you're at 4 or lower, and then play another Ribrianne and attack, and then they lose another 2 cards. And the Maiden Squadron doesn't stop there. Obviously, there's the Ribrianne that evolves on top of the other Ribrianne for 1 energy. So you can simply just pay 1 energy, evolve over that, and you attack again. It's like another 2 cards, and this time she has double strike. So for my super combos, I play Heles, one of my favorite super combos in the game currently, only because she can ditch any card out of your hand that's useless, and draw it deeper into your deck for the cards that you might need. So she might be able to fetch it to another super combo if you do play her. So it's a really nifty combo. She's also a Universe 2, so Zarbuto does have access to being able to fetch your super combos from the top 3 cards of your deck. So those are the Universe 2 cards. It's about, I believe, 20 spaces or 40, I forget. So yeah, it's a pretty thick stack of Universe 2 exclusively. That's the Universe 2 stack. So the other stuff that I do play is you do need to play Roshi. There's no other negates that you can play in this deck. Neither is there other super combos as well, but I'm totally fine with playing Heles. But the only negates is Master Roshi. So Definitely what you might need for the matchup. Uh, the other ones are kind of pointless, but they're kind of not at the same time. I do play the Capricious Destroy Champa. The reason why I play this is it's the only card in the that Zen-Oh has access to that can wipe out small guys in mass, but not too much small guys. So I mainly board this for the vanilla matchup, the vanilla coup matchup, so that I can take out certain small cards. He's also a universe card, so that you could don't have to pay the red cost. So I never played the vanilla coup. I was gonna play it, but I got matched up against somebody else, so he's in there for that matchup. If I do decide, or if I do run into Shenron, that plays rush strategy, I do play Bergamo, so that I can absorb a bunch of damage from the 10Ks and possibly survive. To help me awaken, I do play at all costs Vegeta, and also to snap as well. And same reason why I play one up Sidra, because he's a 3 cost that I can take an energy and help me self awaken in case my opponent tries to slow roll me. And then I play Burst Stack Gohan. In case I'm running out of cards in my hand, I can use this guy to replenish it. But it never came up. Literally none of these cards ever came up to where it became like situational. You're mostly going to rely on the burst effect of Universe 2, the Universe of Love, to really take you out. Yeah, so that was the deck. Notice that there is no extra cards in this deck. It's a pretty nifty deck. It's pretty cool. Don't forget that there are other strategies in this game, and don't forget about Zen-Oh. So you're gonna have a lot of fun playing this leader. I definitely did when I played on my locals. So what was the one thing that I wanted to know? Oh yeah, on his backside, he does have an additional play where you can warp 10 cards out of your drop, and then they have to choose to discard 2 more. So there was one turn where I discarded 8 cards out of my opponent's hand, 2 for that, and 2 for 1 Ribrianne and 2 for another Ribrianne, and he used Nimbus and discarded a yellow for one of the Ribrianne's attacks. So that's 8 cards total that I was able to nick in literally one turn, and that's not even considering the fact that I could have attacked an additional more time with a bunch of Maiden Squadrons. So a really nifty deck. I definitely think you guys consider it. Maybe I'll see some in the future in the meta, so we'll see what happens. Peace out.
Come back to me, come back to me.